Hello and welcome to another update video about Cardano. Cardano is holding above that or within that resistance and support zone. So it is a good sign. It hasn't dropped any further since yesterday evening. We are below $3, but we're taking a closer look at where we are. Then we're going to take a look at Bitcoin, which is also holding that support level of 48,500 very accurately that I talked to you in yesterday evening's video. So we're going to take a look at that. Before we start, again, thanks for all the likes, thanks for all the comments. And if you want to learn about technical analysis, check my second channel out. You can find the link in the description and I explain technical analysis there. Also, before we start, we can see that some cryptos have really taken off, like for example, IOTA, where we can see a 30% increase in the last 24 hours and a 75% increase in the last 7 days. I talked about IOTA on this channel when it was like $1.10, and you can find that video here. It's called IOTA and Algorand, the next two cryptocurrencies to take off. I did that video probably a couple of weeks ago when IOTA was still at $1.10. It's nice to see that that finally plays out. I said in that video that I believe IOTA has a lot to catch up because this crypto hasn't yet taken off like other ones, and Algorand as well. I think Algorand is now the next one. It hasn't really taken off yet. This is not a recommendation to buy, but come to your own conclusions, please. I have purchased Algorand at around 115, also at 113, also below $1. So I keep buying Algorand a little bit. Not heavily invested, but I think now that IOTA has taken off, there is a chance that Algorand might take off as well. But yet, come to your own conclusions. But it's nice to see that IOTA is finally taking off, as I did say in that video. That was my opinion. We can see that it really went to below above that that resistance that resistance level here at 115, and then it just took off. It's now like 160, see 164. So it's crazy. There will be a setback probably, but yeah, it's nice to see the volume is picking up as well. Let's take a quick look at Bitcoin. Yesterday evening we talked about it, and I said in order for that uptrend to continue, in my opinion, we need to close, or at least should not drop below 48,500. And the justification was for that typically when you have something like a bull flag, which, you know, this could be, doesn't look exactly like a bull flag, but if we look on the 4-hour chart, it's more accurately. Let's take a look at the 4-hour. There it could be a bull flag. Yes, it could be. And again, what is a bull flag? I'm talking about that on my second channel. So the video today talks about that. But I said typically bull flag, when you have that play out, it should not retrace more than 50%. And what you can see here, that we dropped below 48,500 very briefly, but the bias picked up again very strongly. So we actually retraced back to the 0.382 Fibonacci retracement level, which I said is the second possibility. So typically it doesn't drop below the 0.5 level. Sometimes it does, but then it gets support at the 0.382, and very accurately it did. That's the same location, also the same position where we have the two moving averages, the 20 and the 50-day on the 4-hour chart. By the way, on the 4-hour chart, they made a bullish cross yesterday, these two moving averages, which is a bullish sign. And yes, you can see very, very clearly on the 4-hour chart that the buyers were very strong here. I mean, this very long shadow at the below this candle is a very bullish sign, in my opinion. Just shows you how strong the buyers were here, that there is such a strong rejection by the buyers on that support level here of 48,500 or 48,400. But it went through it, it couldn't hold itself below that level. So yeah, we can look at the hourly, see it in a little bit more detail. There you can clearly see why that level was so accurately, because that candle, yes, the price went below it briefly, but on the hourly chart, the candle did not close below the 48,500. So a very valid Fibonacci retracement level. Now, what do we have now? A very bullish rejection here, nice reversal pattern here when the price dropped again after that increase from yesterday. That is very good to see. we're now sort of trading between the 20 and the 50-day moving average on the hourly. What we now need to deal with is the 50,500. We can still see we had a rejection here yesterday on the 50,500. So that is the next level we need to get through. We might now continue to trade between that 48,500 and the 50,500. But it would be really good. It's actually essential that we get above the 50,500 because that was the former high, not the all-time high, but the local high that we made here on the 23rd of August. If we just go back to the 4-hour chart, what we can see is this double bottom play out. So I think it is a good sign. Double bottom is generally a bullish pattern. Yeah, there was a strong rejection here at that support level of 46,500 by buyers. On top of that, we've got that strong rejection here of buyers on the 48,500, where the buyers just jumped in. The sellers couldn't get, the sellers couldn't get the price again down to that level. That is sometimes what you can see when we are about to break out through a resistance level, that we are making a higher low, which we are making now, and then maybe another higher low, and then we stay in that region, and then we break out. So let's observe if that is going to happen today. If not today, maybe in the next few days, maybe on the weekend. And let's take a look where we are with the daily, which is the primary trend for me, the more important one. Very nicely, we can see that we have closed, of course, above that descending triangle, which I could probably now delete because that pattern has been broken. We are now above the 20, the 50 and the 200-day moving average again, which is positive as well. I mean, what we now need to do, as I said, is just to get through the 50,500. And then we've got the 52,000 level. I think I moved it accidentally. It was at 52,000 where we need to get through. So that is the next important level. Let's take a look at some of the indicators. This is the stochastic, which indicates the strength of a trend, and we are currently nearly above 80. Above 80 indicates that the price is really pushing high. Yeah, so we're not quite there, but it looks like that we are about to move into that region again. Above 80 it means overbought, but on the stochastic it actually means stay in the trend, stay in the trade, because don't go against the stochastic. So we're not above 80 yet, but close enough. It just means that the price is pushing further. So it's an indication of a positive trend. What can we see here? That is the MACD on the daily. MACD on the daily, yes, it is in the red zone, but it seems like that we are now getting towards the green zone again. It might make a bullish crossover in the next few days. What we can see that we have been in the green zone since actually that price increase, that positive trend started again end of July. We've moved sort of into the red zone again, but the MACD line has not crossed the 0 line on the daily, which is a good sign. Typically when the MACD line, the blue line, crosses the 0 line, which is down here, then that could be a sell signal for some people. Haven't done that yet. And the RSI picking up a little bit again, still making lower lows here, lower highs, not really lower lows. So we've got something like a wedge pattern forming here. So there you go, which can indicate as well a breakout to the upside, as the prices sometimes indicate when you get a descending wedge on the price chart. That can indicate a breakout to the upside as well. It works actually quite similar. You can use patterns on the RSI as well. Now, anyway, that is the clear region, 50,500. We need to get through. You can observe that today, see if it's going to happen. Indicates to me looking rather positive now at the moment. And let's take a look at Cardano, what we're all here for. Cardano made a similar move, a similar pattern. We had a strong rejection or support by the buyers here at the lower end of that support zone, which is 292, which I talked to you about yesterday. As long as we stay above 292, for me, a really positive sign. That's the 4-hour chart, by the way. Let's take a look at the hour chart for more detail. You can clearly see that here. Again, looks like to me like a double bottom. So that would be bullish. That means as long as we get to that level here, where we broke out before, like the 303, then we could potentially, if that is a real double bottom and it plays out like that and we break that level, that could indicate a really nice move to the upside. So yeah, we now need to get back to 303 or 304. However, yeah, that looks like a W, like a double bottom. Very nice to see that we don't really get through that 292 level again. Very good support, very important. And below that we had the 280, 287, I think it was rather 288. Yeah, it's more that 288, which is support, which was resistance here at that level and here. So yeah, very important, but very positive to see we're not dropping further. And let's take a quick look at the daily chart. There you go. What we had yesterday, we haven't closed above $3, but we have closed above very important resistance zones. So we had that resistance here where we just couldn't get through for a while. That zone here of 292 to 297. Yesterday we've closed within that zone, and today we seem to be pushing higher. We are now stuck at that 297 level, but if we get above that, I think we can get above $3 again. So please observe that. It is good to see that we are in this uptrend. I showed you that trend line yesterday, which is forming now, and it doesn't indicate that the trend is slowing down in any way. We keep going in the same pace because the trend line is not slowing down. It's not getting less steep. So we are pushing up on the daily, which is important because the daily is an important trend level. Here you can get that confirmed on the stochastic. We are above 80, which again indicates overbought, but never go against the stochastic. The stochastic indicator just indicates that the price is pushing higher, which it is doing at the moment. So if you think like it's different to the RSI, for example, really indicates overbought above 70, whereas the stochastic just indicates that the price is still pushing higher at a similar speed, so and similar momentum. So never go against the stochastic. So that's a really good sign on the daily, especially. Here, I mean, on the MACD, we've made a bearish cross on the 30th of August, 31st. However, it hasn't crossed the zero line, so it might just be a short move into the red zone here on the histogram. So we might get into the green again, because what we can see, we have made lower lows here at the moment, even though prices are pushing higher. Bit of a bearish divergence, but it seems to be that we are looking at a reversal again, because we don't make lower lows here at the moment. We have made here in the last few days, but now that trend seems to have stopped because it doesn't push any lower. So that's good. And the RSI, and it's actually good, moving back into the overbought territory, but in an uptrend that can actually go up to 90. We can see that here. So for me, when a crypto goes above 70, not necessarily a bad sign. We saw Cardano previously in the overbought level for a month or so. So that was, I think, before the Mary hard fork, and that doesn't mean necessarily it's a bad sign. It just means that, yeah, the prices are going up, but at some point when it's in overbought, we need to be ready for a consolidation. But yeah, let's hope that we get above $3 again today. It's certainly a possibility, and for me, Cardano is looking really good, and the whole market has really received a push to the upside after Bitcoin pushed again here into new, or not new, but it managed to tackle these important resistance levels that we dealt with, that we faced on the 4-hour chart and on the hourly chart. Now, of course, we are holding these important levels here, especially of 48,500. That's an important one. And we stay above these highs here and these lows. So that's important as well. Now, next target 50,500. And for Cardano, I mean, we're already at the next target, 297. We need to get through, and then we can get above, we can get to $3 again, and then need to get above the $3.04. We could see that on the 4-hour chart, but really the last high was $3.10, which our Fibonacci extension levels predicted. So that is the next major resistance, I think, or maybe not major, but it's $3.10. That's the all-time high now where the candle didn't close, the daily not, but we had the hourly candles close there. So did we not? $3, yeah, $3.10 or $3.09. So that is the next level, the next all-time high we need to break. All right, hopefully you appreciated that update. If you did, please smash the like button. And if you want to follow me on this crypto journey, please subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching and see you in the next video. Bye.